Finishes.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the deadline stream for Game Week 22. There is 1 hour and a few minutes, depending on what watch I look on. Let me turn this music down, which you can't hear, but I can hear because it is going to hurt my ears. Yeah, how's it going? I just saw someone in the chat, by the way, say, what was the... Why won't this play? Come on. What was the issue with the chat last time? Why is it working? Do you know what I did? Absolutely nothing, because it was a YouTube problem. So frustrating. I apologise again for Sunday, but look, I got a video up. Team selection's out. Captaincy's out. Deadline now. The chat is working. I can see it. I've literally changed nothing since the last one. But I did just see a comment on one of my videos that basically said I talk too much. So I'm going to try a slightly different tact in this stream, which is silence. So let's see how it works. I don't think it's as good, is it? Right? I've got to talk. It's a stream. I have to talk. Videos, you know, that's what I'm here for. I'm the only person on the video, therefore I have to talk the most. So there we go. We're going to carry on talking. I'm not going to take that feedback on board. We might even talk about some FPL stuff in a minute. Because, yeah, why not? Okay, so anyway, I'm in a good mood. I don't know why. I'm just happen to be in a good mood today. No particular reason. I guess it's because I'm streaming and we love it. Sean W. loved the stereo chat yesterday. I hope for anyone that watched the stereo thing, they enjoyed it. If you don't know what it is, go and follow me on Instagram. You'll find out more later this week. You gave your avatar far too much hair. That was the least amount of hair I could give it. I know, I'm pretty much going bald, but whatever. Manny injury, Zaha 3-week punt. Keeping Rafinha, as Seb from Fantasy Football Scout says he'll play. Yeah, I mean, obviously Seb, just like me, doesn't 100% know, but I would agree with him that it looks kind of likely. I think it's Rodrigo that probably looks like he might miss out. So yeah, Zaha 3-week punt's fine. I think the Grealish is good too, even though the fixtures aren't quite as good. If you really want to punt and play the fixtures, then Zaha is quite possibly the one to go with, you know. So yeah, Martinez, but yeah, my hair not good, but I think it was better than the previous avatar I used, which you might not have seen, but as did Martinez and Watkins or Johnson and Antonio. So for me, with these goalkeeper questions, you have to ask yourself: do you think they're both going to concede? If you do, which one's likely to get the more save points? Like, I would definitely. So I'd want to play Antonio ahead of Watkins, I think, but they're both very good, which means you probably go to Johnston, but there's every chance that backfires. Like, there's so many people. This whole stream is going to be full of who should I bench. I know it already, because everyone's got such a tough decision to make. Like this, bench Calvert-Lewin, Bamford or Antonio. How would you answer that with a good question? Whoever I say will score points. All three of those guys are good. Who would I want to bench out of those? Not Antonio, not Bamford, and not Calvert-Lewin. I don't want to bench any of them. Do you not have a better option? Even if I had to pick, I guess I would have to go Calvert-Lewin on the bench, but I don't like it at all. And if he scores, I would not be shocked in any way. Honestly, the benching headaches this week are ridiculous. By the way, before I do any more questions, this is my team as it stands. I think this is what I'm going to go with. I think Bamford's probably going to play. The reason I'm playing David De Gea is because I'm hopeful that Antonio will score. And if he does, obviously, he'll wipe out the Martinez clean sheet. Yeah, okay, Martinez could get saves, penalty save, but it's not something you can massively rely on. So I'm going to play Antonio in the hope that he scores or Martinez's clean sheet goes either way. And I think him and De Gea, like I've looked, Southampton have only scored 2 goals in the last 7 games. Ings has missed some of those, I know, but they've not been great and they've got quite a few injuries. So I'm going to play De Gea as a bit of a differential versus Martinez. And then it's Wan-Bissaka versus Holding. Like I'm not going to play Sofal for the same reason I don't want to play Martinez because I've got Grealish in attack. So then it's Holding versus Wan-Bissaka. And I just think Southampton haven't been quite... Like, Wolves and Southampton have both been pretty bad, but Southampton recently haven't been great. There's not much to go on, so I'm going to go for the Man United double up, which is very much a differential. So I'm pretty much locked in. Mane, is he going to start? Probably not. I watched the press conference. It was extremely frustrating. Klopp didn't get asked about Mane in particular. The only thing he got asked about with injuries was, are the injuries what they were or something like that, or is it what it was? And Klopp just said, yeah, it is what it was. Like, that's it. He just had an easy way out. So Mane is probably not going to start, but we don't know 100%. I would say if Mane misses out, can they really bench can they really bench Salah? Can they really bench Salah? I don't think so. He was my captain choice anyway, and I think the good thing about... I wrote this on my Patreon team reveal post. The good thing about picking your captains in advance is something big has to change for you to change who you want to go for. And so I already know my captains for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So I think unless it's just one decision that's out of my hands, and Salah was my captain even before he scored 2 goals against West Ham. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with it. Put Holding first bench. He doesn't need to be. Like, Wood's not going to play. If a defender misses out, Holding will come in anyway. And if Wood does play, why not give him a chance to score against City? I don't think... Like, I'm not saying Arsenal are bad defensively. I just don't think they're better than Man United. Like, I looked at the numbers for the last 6 weeks. I think Man United were just slightly ahead, but there was hardly anything in it. I could hedge my bets and go for Holding over Wan-Bissaka. Holding's probably got more chance of an attack and return. But I think I'm going to play Wan-Bissaka. I guess Wan-Bissaka or Holding are both differentials, so neither at the end of the world to kind of play. But yeah, I'm just going to stick with it. Look, I'd rather... It'd be annoying when Southampton score, but yeah, I'm rolling the transfer. I'm not happy about Son, but he's got West Brom next week. There's no reason to leave him out. And yeah, I'm definitely rolling. And I think right now, as it stands... I think I might be able to roll next week as well. Now, I won't do that. I won't waste a transfer. I don't have that luxury with no wild card. But yeah, I think I might just make a defender change next week. Whether it's Stones to Diaz or Holding or Sofal to like Rudiger or something like that, I don't know. But I'll decide next week. It's not Arsenal bias. I've literally checked the numbers. I originally was going to play Holding because so I was playing Holding instead of Wan-Bissaka, but I checked 2 things. I checked the defensive numbers for Man United versus Arsenal. Man United came out slightly better over the last 6 weeks. I checked out Wolves, who I thought were going to be worse than Southampton, for attacking numbers, and they weren't. So the defensive numbers show Man United for the last 6 weeks. The attacking numbers show Wolves. Therefore, I'm playing Man United defender. There's no Arsenal bias. I'd happily play Holding, and I might keep hold of him. So... yeah, Arsenal fans, you're just going to have to get over it. It's just one of those weeks where I want to play Wan-Bissaka instead. Sitting at 600k after a bad couple of weeks, would you say top 100k still possible? Absolutely. Can't decide on Salah or Sterling captain. Keep up the good work. Yeah, I mean, I think Sterling will definitely play against Burnley. It could be an absolute whitewash again. Someone in my comment section on the videos did point out that Nick Pope didn't play the reverse fixture when it was 5-0. But still, I think Man City will get plenty of chances. Sterling's definitely the differential. I think Salah's a good pick, but as we've seen, Brighton can defend. So, yeah, good luck with that decision. But yeah, 100k definitely on. But here we go again. Bench one of Calvert-Lewin, Watkins, Gundogan, Antonio, and Son. Honestly, right, if you think that Spurs are rubbish without Kane and they're not going to get anything against Chelsea, it has to be Son, right? But I fully appreciate that nobody actually wants to bench Son, in which case, I don't know. I don't know. Calvert-Lewin or Watkins, I guess. Like, you don't want to probably bench Gundogan. So yeah, it has to be one of those two. Honestly, these benching decisions are just... I'm not going to be able to give anyone like 100%. This is the one to bench because they're such ridiculous decisions. Leno or De Gea in for McCarthy for game week 22. So Man United's fixtures are better than Arsenal's. It's not biased. Go and look at the fixtures. Right, they play West Brom and Newcastle soon. Southampton, Everton. You could argue that Wolves is better than Southampton, but I've just said I kind of think it's quite. I don't think there's much difference in it, to be honest, this week. So I would bring De Gea in. I think Man United are more likely to get a double as well. Start Mitchell or Dallas. I don't think Mitchell's going to start, so I think that's your decision is going to be made, to be honest. Even if he was going to start, I'd be tempted to just play Dallas anyway. Do I give Bowen and Johnston one more chance? It depends how many free transfers you got. What's your long-term moves? Like Bowen's got an okay fixture this week. You could move one on. 6.6 million in the bank's a lot of money to play with. So if you've got wild card in hand or something like that, you could just you could just go for it and just make a move for one of them. Don't you think that Aston Villa are the most solid defensively? Yeah, I would say so far this season that Aston Villa's defensive numbers are better than Man United, right? I'm not saying they're not, but Villa, like I've got West Ham, Antonio, I expect them to score. I've got a Villa player. I don't have if I had a Southampton attacker and a Villa attacker, I'd probably play Martinez, but I don't. So I'm kind of gambling on the fact that I'm hoping Antonio will score, therefore Martinez won't keep a clean sheet, and David De Gea will. It might not happen. Right, last week they both got a clean sheet. The week before, neither of them did. It's going to be a very small points game probably, or a points loss, but I'm going to take the gamble essentially. Bamford or Bruno captain? I would probably go Bruno. I think it's a good time to be playing Southampton. They got quite a few injuries. I know Bruno hasn't been good recently, but I'm sure it'll come good. I probably would captain him over Bamford, but Bamford's not a bad captain this week. By the way, I got a new what are these called? I can't remember what they're called. People are asking a pop filter. Right, this should have a pop filter built in, I think. So the Paul Pogba pop filter, it should be better. Let me know. It should be better than what I had before. This is what I had before. See, smaller. Boom. Anyway, benching Son for Cavani because of the fixture only. Good luck, Mr. Toolshot. Look, I think I said this to Az when we did this stereo chat yesterday. I said, out of all your players, Son's the one to bench, but I wouldn't do it. It is difficult, but fixtures-wise, if you expect Spurs to do nothing, but who knows? Will Kane be back? Will Mourinho have the great tactics to undo Chelsea? Maybe. I can't see Son having that limited amount of chances again, surely. Who to bench? Son, Gundogan, Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, Antonio. Same thing. Same thing. Possibly Son. If not, probably Calvert-Lewin or Gundogan. I'd maybe side just towards Calvert-Lewin, but I don't like it at all. Bank a free transfer or drop Chilwell Dyer for a Man United defender or holding. I don't think it's worth a transfer this week. I'd probably just play Chilwell if I had him, especially if you've got defenders on the bench that can cover it at the worst outcome. One free transfer, transferring Grealish or Gundogan. See, Man City might have a few double game weeks soon. I like Grealish though. Grealish got a good game week 26 double. The problem is, if Man City don't get a double game week 24, they've got pretty poor fixtures for the next 3. But Triple City just seems good, and De Bruyne is still out. Honestly, I want to say Grealish. If you can use the transfer next week to get Gundogan if they have in 24 when they double. Honestly, I actually think Grealish is possibly the better option. I think West Ham is going to be maybe a better fixture than Burnley, but I think Grealish against West Ham and Arsenal could be better than Gundogan against Burnley and Liverpool. And then if you've got a spare transfer, you just get him in 24 if they double. Yeah, if you've got a spare slot to have both and you're just going for one now, I'd probably go Grealish. If you've got only one spot, I'd probably just go Gundogan. Here we go again. Benchman Wilson, Bamford, Antonio, Gundogan and Son. I'm not going to tell anyone to bench Son. I'm just saying, if you think he's getting nothing out of that game, maybe he's the one. Wilson's got Crystal Palace. Bamford's got Everton. Antonio's great fixture. Gundogan. It's impossible. It's impossible. Impossible situation. The problem with Son is not only has he got a bad fixture, but he's got really high ownership. So it's a huge risk. I don't know. I guess Wilson. If you're not going to bench Son, then Wilson. That's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to say if not Son, then this player. And again, I'm not saying benching Son's a good idea. There's going to be bench points this week. You're just going to have to get over it, I think. Start one, Dallas, Gundogan, Rafinha. I mean, that's actually quite tough. Not Dallas, obviously. Probably Gundogan. Martinez or Johnston. Yeah, I think a lot of this comes down to whether you think West Brom can get a clean sheet. And I just wonder if West Brom can get a clean sheet against anyone. If they're going to do it, I said this last week, if they're going to do it, it's Fulham. Now it's if they're going to do it, it's Sheffield United. But they are just so bad. I'd potentially just play Martinez if you've got no Villa attackers. Tell us the answers. I'm trying to tell you the answers, but the benching ones are just crazy. Like most people, the reason they're asking the benching questions is because it's so ridiculously hard. And unfortunately, I don't have a better solution than you do. It's just ridiculous. Kartik, how's it going? You guessed it right. Target Justin Holden and Son and stuff. Bamford. Which one player should I among these? Again, Bamford, I think. And then I'd probably play Justin ahead of Target and Holden, I think. Mendy or Martinez, goalkeeper, I'm confused. I would probably go Mendy, I think. Because I think Chelsea and Villa could both concede. But I actually think Chelsea have possibly got a better chance if Kane's not back. But there's no press conference for Mourinho, so we're not going to find that out. Play Holding, Wan-Bissaka or Dallas. Dallas is an interesting one. I don't think Leeds get a clean sheet though, so you're relying on attacking returns again. So I'd probably play Wan-Bissaka, but Dallas, I don't mind that at all. Salah in for Son, Barnes, Gundogan or Maddison. The thing is for Son, if you transfer him out, you're definitely going to want him back. So I would take out one of the Leicester boys, and it would definitely be Maddison if you have to bring in Salah this week. Ahmed, thank you very much. Sending love from Toronto. This stupid mic. I don't know why it doesn't. I can tighten it here so this stays, but I can't tighten the bottom to make it so it stays in place. Zaha in for Souček or Wilson's in for Richarlison out for -4. I don't know about taking Richarlison out for -4. It's a good game against Leeds, isn't it? So I guess Zaha if you have to do one. Play Wan-Bissaka or Reece James. You have De Gea as keeper. The thing is, Reece James might not start again. Hudson-Odoi's done so well. You could just get like another 10 minutes from him. I might play Wan-Bissaka, to be honest. Guaranteed to start, isn't he? Rashford to Grealish, Barnes, or roll over the transfer. I'd probably roll. The only thing is, Rashford has been really bad. But he's got 4 really good fixtures for him, I think. He has been so bad, though, in recent games. I can see why people are looking to kind of bring him in. Palace fixtures are tempting, absolutely. I have got word. He's on the bench, though. He's not coming out this weekend. So I would possibly consider rolling. But for a long-term move, Grealish would be the one. Bench Calvert-Lewin, Watkins or Antonio. Come on. Calvert-Lewin, I guess. Don't like it. Bench Calvert-Lewin or Antonio. Calvert-Lewin, I guess. Don't like it. Luke Shaw, captain, thoughts. Crazy. I think that's crazy. Again, you know me, I don't want to sit here and put people off decisions, right? If you want to do it, absolutely you should go for it. If you've thought about it, you think it's a really good idea, then do it. But for me, defenders have so little upside for the most part. I know why people are doing Cancelo this week. Fair enough, because you think he's definitely got a clean sheet. After that, it's just what else can he get? But with Luke Shaw, despite me playing 2 Man United defenders, I don't think the clean sheet is guaranteed. And then attacking-wise, he looks good attacking-wise, but he's probably been a bit unlucky not to get a few more assists this season. But I just... crazy is the wrong word. Because again, I really don't want to put people off making these decisions if they want to, but I wouldn't do it. Mahrez loves scoring versus Burnley. Yeah, if I was playing like a fantasy, like daily fantasy game, I'd definitely look at him. Keep chill. Excuse me. Sorry, I have to mute my mic in a sec. Who to bench? You got Grealish, Salah, Gundogan, Bruno, and Barnes in the middle. I have Watkins, Firmino, and Bamford at top. Who are Leicester playing? I've forgotten who Leicester are even playing. Leicester are playing Fulham away. That's not a bad fixture, is it? I think it's got to be... But you got a little bit easier one than everyone else. I think it's got to be Barnes and Firmino. Firmino's numbers have been quite good recently. But Brighton's tough. Like Barnes has got the easier fixture. Firmino's numbers are good. But you just know it's going to be Salah scoring the goals, don't you? I'd probably bench Firmino, but I don't like it. What transfers are you looking to bring in soon after saving? I got to be honest, right? I actually don't know. I don't know. And that's kind of a good thing and a bad thing because next week I'll be panicking about who to bring in. But, if there's an injury or something, maybe it changes things. But in Game Week 23, I think my main target would be Spurs players. And I've already got Son, and I'm not going to be able to make way for Kane this week. And I wouldn't want to do it because of Man City in 24. So I'm actually in a position where I'm not sure. I would probably roll again. Sorry, I would probably just use one transfer, then roll 2 into 24. And I'll probably downgrade a bench player. Or make a defender change like Holden or Sofar to Rudiger or something like that. When can I access WhatsApp Patreon? Yeah, so the top tier on Patreon was sold out. I've opened up, I think, 10 spots because a few people have asked me about it. I don't want to just open it for a free-for-all because I don't want to be in a position where I can't get back to people. But yeah, the top tier of Patreon is open. I think there's 10 spots if people are interested. Bench 1, Gundogan, Bamford, Antonio or Maddison. Maddison, I think. Maddison probably. Grealish in for Rashi this game week. He's been shocking. Yeah, again, long term I don't mind Rashford to Grealish at all, but I do think Rashford's got 4 pretty good fixtures coming up. So don't be surprised if he starts scoring. But as a long term move, I love Grealish. Who to bench? Son, Bamford, Antonio, Watkins, Gundogan. Again, Son. If you don't want to bench Son, then probably Watkins. Who to play, Sofar or Dallas? I feel like Sofar's got a better chance at a clean sheet, but I could still see Grealish and co scoring, so I'd probably just play Dallas, more attacking threat. Would you play Calvert-Lewin in a 3-4-3 or Barnes, Grealish or Gundogan instead in a 3-5-2 with Calvert-Lewin as first sub? So basically, who to bench? Calvert-Lewin. Don't worry about the formation, it's who to bench. Calvert-Lewin, Barnes, Grealish or Gundogan. I'd probably bench Barnes, but again, wouldn't be happy about it in the slightest. Excuse me. Asked about the Aston Villa defence in relation to Antonio Calvert-Lewin. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, but I just prefer. I don't think West Ham are bad going forward though at all, and I think Antonio's great, so that's why I would do it. Martins versus West Ham or Leno versus Wolves. I'd probably play Leno, I think, especially if I had West Ham attackers. Replace Saka or Brewster. Bring who in? Lots of money. That depends. Who do you want to bring in? What's your long-term strategy? Do you have a wild card? I wouldn't worry about whether it's Saka or Brewster. I'd worry about who you want to bring in. If you think Grealish is better than Calvert-Lewin, for example, like I did last week, get rid of Saka. Both of them are probably going to be on your bench most weeks anyway, so don't really worry about it too much. Start one of Mitchell, Chilwell, Sofal. Probably Chilwell. And then put Sofal first bench. Benching one of these 3, Bamford, Antonio or Watkins. Watkins. But again, like, you make the decision. That's my opinion. You don't have to take it, right? I'm not being blamed for all these bench points. There's going to be loads of them this week. I'm telling you that right now. I've got cramp in my foot. Oh, do I need to get up? Oh, it's not going. I need to stretch my foot. Oh, right in the bottom of my foot. Best 2 bench options. Wan-Bissaka, Holding, good. Yeah, but come on. Like this, what I'll say with these bench options, surely there's certain players you're not looking to bench, right? For real. Like playing Wan-Bissaka against ahead of Bamford, no way. Surely in that one, Pragash, you just benched the 2 defenders. Bruno or Sterling captain, is it worth... Yeah, I don't think it's a bad option to keep Rashford if you've got better transfers to make, but he hasn't been playing well at all. Will I be fit for Game Week 22? I should be. The cramp's gone now. Bruno or Sterling captain. If I had Sterling, I'd be quite tempted, I think. You know he's going to play. Bit of a differential. Otherwise, just stick safe with Bruno. Is Mane playing? I don't think so. We don't know 100% because Klopp wasn't questioned on it, really. He just said our injuries what they are. That was it. Sterling in for Souček for a hit. Maybe if you captained him or want him long term. Otherwise, possibly not. But you got to think Sterling's a better option this week. Should I bench Salah, Sterling, Son, Robertson, Trent, Bruno or Grealish? I mean, you've got to go one of the Liverpool defenders or Son. I'll let you pick. All these people asking which of these top players to bench, but there's still 6.6% still own Virgil van Dijk. It's crazy, isn't it? Thanks for that. You're top 1k now. Will you play aggressive with differentials to get top 100 or play safe and transfer higher owned players like from now on? I will continue what I've done all season and ignore ownership, basically, and see where it takes me. Like, people have been telling me all season I've been getting told my team is template, and now I'm like top 1k. So what's the point in changing? I bought Son in last week. It was nothing to do with ownership. It was all to do with future moves. I bought Grealish in. He's higher owned. I just don't care. I just want points. Maybe when we get down to the last 5-6 weeks, I'll take more of a look at it. But as we've seen, plenty of people have gone the aggressive differential route this season. It hasn't worked out. And I just don't like getting differentials for the sake of it. It's not the way I play. I think it's a myth. I think differentials are a myth for the most part. If you've got a choice between two players that you generally think are exactly the same, and they're both good going forward, then yeah, maybe you look at the ownership. But yeah, just don't care. Just see how it goes. Last week, if I showed you my team, you would have said, "Wow, that's template," and I went up 300 places. So what's the? I mean, is double Man United defense template? I guess not. The rest of the team pretty much is, but it is what it is. I think you have to pick your times to be aggressive. Like right now, we've got no info about the double game weeks other than what kind of Ben has been saying, which I'm sure he's right about it all. I'm not questioning, but we don't 100% know who's playing. And who would I even attack this week, right? I've got most of the players that are good anyway, and I don't want to go for differentials for the sake of it. I think this is the wrong time to be attacking too much. I think gaming 24 onwards is probably more of a time. So there you go. Saka in or out? If out, then who? I mean, there's loads of options. Salah, Grealish. I mean, who? Gundogan, Fernandes. Depends who you don't own. If it's just, I think Saka long term. I think there's better options. I think he's done really well, but the fixtures are also really good. But it depends if you've got other players on the bench. Son to Zaha or Grealish. Again, I think Zaha in the short term, but Grealish is a better long term move for me. Tierney is probably not going to play. So to Trent could be a good move if you need a defender. Maddison is a differential captain against Fulham. Again, he's differential, but that's about it. I don't think he's a good captain. I could probably name 10 players right. In fact, I'll go for it. I'll name 10 players right now I would rather captain than Maddison. Salah, Fernandes, Gundogan, Sterling, Bamford, Rafinha probably, Antonio, Grealish, and now I'm struggling. Rashford against Southampton maybe. Who else? I can't think of a temp. Barnes. I'd rather captain Barnes than Maddison. There you go. If you want to go for it for the differential, do it, but it's not for me. Barnes versus Zaha for the next 2 game weeks. I think I'd probably go for Zaha. I can't remember what Leicester's fixture is after Fulham. Let me see here. Yeah, Wolves away. Zaha. I mean, I just don't trust Crystal Palace. That's the only thing. Newcastle away, Leeds away. Who's just got Newcastle and Leeds as fixtures? Calvert-Lewin. Look what's happened so far. Look, Palace's fixtures are better, but I think Barnes is just looking really good right now, and I would maybe consider that when you make that choice. I'm top of all my min leagues. I'm keen to stay there. You'll be good. Don't worry about playing differentials or not, or playing safe. Just go with who you think is scoring the most points. Stay template for now. I know, but I'm not trying to stay template for the sake of it. That's not my ploy. Like, yeah, the one thing I'm regretting is the Man City captaincy against West Brom. But even then, like I said, Gundogan had 2 shots, scored 2 goals. How often does that happen? So I think I'll definitely be looking more at captaincy, like West Brom, for example. I've got players against them. I need to consider them more, I would say. Yeah, Barnes versus Zaha. I'd probably go Zaha, I think. I do think the fixtures are better. Barnes, Grealish, or Maddison. Grealish, then Barnes, then Maddison for me. Start Calvert-Lewin, Bamford, or Gundogan. Oh, you can only start one of them. Bamford, I guess. Maybe Gundogan. Not Calvert-Lewin will be last. Is Rodrigo confirmed as out? He's not, but he probably will be the one that misses out of him, Rafinha, and Bamford. Same front 8, but Watkins for Wood. Who to bench? Watkins or Son? Watkins or Son, I guess. Take a -4 to bring Calvert-Lewin and bench Son this week. No, you can do it, obviously. I don't like when I've done this before as well, where you take a -4 to bench a perfectly good player. Again, I said this last week when people were looking, and it's a bit different because the fixtures aren't quite as good for Son, but last week people were looking to take hits, to take Bamford out, to play Calvert-Lewin, or to bench Bamford or whatever. Absolutely crazy cool. And I'm not saying that Son's going to go and get 15 points like Bamford, but when you do that, you're hoping for 3 things to all go right in 1 week. The player you bench, or you take the player you bench in, you're hoping that they blank. You're hoping the player you take out blanks, and then the player comes in, scores more than 4 points. It's so much stuff to go right. So I wouldn't do it, but that's obviously it's up to you. Captain Bruno Sterling. I've already mentioned this. Sterling's a nice differential if you want to go for it. Good fixture. Bruno not been great, but yeah, could be decent enough. He's a good option. If I wasn't captain Salah, I'd go Bruno. Yeah, Zaha, Grealish or Barnes next three. Again, touching. I think Grealish is still the best, even with the fixtures. If you want to go fixtures, go Zaha. Calvert-Lewin or Wilson. I would go Calvert-Lewin to buy. Start Watkins and Maddison. Watkins. So I can't speak. Souček, Dallas, so far. Which two should I start? Souček for sure, and then probably Dallas. ESR or Souček? Souček. Captain Zaha. Again, differential if you want to go for it, do it. I think there's loads. The 10 options I just said were better for Maddison. I'd probably say most of them are probably better than Zaha, maybe not Barnes. Bench two. Honestly, I would say if you're going to put up a bench question, take out the players you're not going to bench. Like, who's benching Grealish or Antonio versus Holden and Wan-Bissaka, for example? You got to bench the defenders in that option. Gundogan, Watkins, Antonio, Son. Again, Son, if you don't want to go for him, Watkins. Who would you bench? Dallas, Justin, Maguire, Mings. Mings or Dallas. Again, if I had Antonio, I'd probably bench Mings. Johnson over Martinez. I don't know about that one because I just West Brom was just so bad. Even Sheffield United could score. But if you want to give Johnson one more chance, this is the fixture to do it. Gundo or Salah. Well, I'm answering that, I guess, on the screen. I'm going Salah. Shaw against Southampton or Justin against Fulham. I don't think Justin's really that much more attacking than Shaw, to be honest. I don't think... Leicester got a few injury problems. I'd probably go Shaw, just about. It's close, though. I don't hate Dallas at all. I love the guy, in fact. I kind of wish I had him back. But yeah, it's not hate. It's just obviously so many like benching questions. It's getting mad. Salah, Sterling, Bruno, Calvert in the better captains. Salah for me. I think Sterling and Bruno are both good options, though. Who do I bench? Yeah, I think we should cull the bench questions. Honestly, it's just the constant same players over and over. I don't have a good answer, to be honest with you. I really don't. Like Wilson, Antonio, Bamford, Gundogan, Grealish, Son, Fernandes, Salah. Just who'd you bench there? It's an impossible decision. I guess Son, or if not Wilson or Gundogan. But it's three players. I couldn't tell you. There's such risk with benching Son. I've said that a million times already. So maybe Wilson. Would you bench boost with Chilwell, Foden so far? Probably not, because there's no guarantee that Chilwell or Foden play, so I probably wouldn't. I have Stones. Anyone know if he's going to play this week? He should do, yeah. Should I remove Calvert-Lewin? No, he's playing Leeds. Come on. You can't bring Calvert-Lewin in, then get rid of him the next week. That's crazy talk, in my opinion. Bamford, Gundogan, Antonio, Calvert-Lewin. Probably Calvert-Lewin. Best striker for the next 4 weeks or so. Well, is it 4 weeks or is it more? Wilson, Ings, Calvert-Lewin or Ings, if they get a double, is probably the answer, but we don't know. So I'd probably just say Watkins. Good long-term bet. Salah or Sterling. Cat already answered that. Salah for me, but you don't have to go for that. Well, I'd bench Saka because he's not even guaranteed to start. Bench Chilwell, Diaz. Chilwell just in case. Sorry, Chilwell, Dallas. Chilwell probably just in case he doesn't start. Mike Wildcard in game week 24. I'd probably go Wilson now. I think he's got slightly better fixtures instead of Calvert-Lewin. Pick 2, Luka Dean, Cresswell, Rafinha and Souček. Rafinha and Souček, maybe Luka Dean instead of Souček. Haven't put Madger in for Fulham in the game yet. We'll be fuming if he scores. Do you really want to put him in, Joe? I only know who he is because I watched Sunderland Until I Die like a week or two ago. I'm still gutted that he left. He could have put them through, could have put them up. Currently top 20k. Should I captain Sterling to try and get higher or stay safe with Salah? Go for the one you think is going to score the most points. That's it. Don't worry about the rest. If you think it's extremely close, as in you think genuinely, and this isn't just subconsciously or biased looking at it, if you genuinely think that Sterling and Salah are equal, then yeah, maybe go for the one that's lesser owned to try and go higher. But if not, if you think Salah's going to score more, get Salah. Again, yeah, I'm going to just skip over some of the questions that are exactly the same as I've been talking about loads. Like Salah or Sterling captain Salah. I've said that a million times now. Justin or Holden as a Tierney change. Leicester haven't got great fixtures coming. Neither has Holden. I think just to save the money, I'd probably go Holden, to be honest. Bench what? I have Grealish. Yeah, Watkins, I guess, just about. Start Rudiger so far, Dallas. Probably Dallas, then Rudiger so far in that order. Why do you hate Maddison? I don't hate Maddison. I just think there's lots of players better than him as FPL options. As FPL options, I'm not saying better footballers. Doesn't have a huge amount of goal threat. Assist potential is okay. It's nothing special. So yeah, no hate. Zaha and Maddison in for Saka and Rafinha. I would just do one of the moves for Saka. I don't really see a huge need to get rid of Rafinha personally. Sterling captain. I don't have Salah and Fernandes has been kind of meh. Yeah, again, Sterling's a good captain option this week against Burnley. People seem to be worried about him, but he's probably going to start. Happy days. Okay, one from Wan-Bissaka and Holden. I kind of answered that on screen. I'm benching Holden. One from Gundogan, Fernandes, Son, Grealish, Bamford, Antonio Watkins. Again, probably Son or Watkins. It's kind of what I'm doing right now. It's a pretty easy week for me. I like these weeks where I'm just calm. Sometimes I come into deadline streams and I'm like, okay, I've got to make these decisions. I haven't quite decided, and now I've got to do it with everyone asking me loads of questions while I just want to do my transfers quick. But yeah, it's nice and calm. Why have I got Wood first bench? Because he's an attacker, basically. If he doesn't play, it doesn't matter. Holding comes in instead. You don't get the injured player. Like if Wood doesn't play, he doesn't come off the bench. Job done. Andy hates Maddison like he used to hate Bamford. Trust me, right? I got it massively wrong with Bamford. I'll hold my hands up. Maddison is not going to punish me in the same way. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. Like, he might score some points. I'm not saying he's not going to score and not going to assist, but there are much better midfield options, in my opinion. So there we go. Took out Bamford for Calvert-Lewin, bench Dallas and captain Luca Dean last week. The hype around Everton was crazy last week. That went well. I've tinkered with my team into a mess, thinking wildcard to recover. I would do anything. Like you've got Calvert-Lewin, you've got Luca Dean. They've got good fixtures this week. Don't worry about it. Try not to wildcard until we get more double game week info. Honestly, honestly this week or next week is such a massive waste of a wildcard. Next week, like in game week 24, possibly. Try not to do it now. You will be thankful you delayed that decision. Trust me. Trust. Choose two. Start Bamford, Calvert-Lewin. Bamford, Watkins. I feel like out of all these benching headaches, I think Watkins, Calvert-Lewin, and Son are probably the three that I'd start looking at. Would you recommend getting in Barnes in place of Souček as differential? Do you have to play Souček? If not, I would just play the other four and play 3-4-3. But Barnes, Zaha, both good additions to that team. Pushkar, Varane, thank you. Martial to start tonight. I think he probably will. I don't know if Cavani's going to start again. Have Rafinha benched. Well, for Martial, is it? I think Rafinha's a good option to play this week. I think he will start. Ahead of Martial, maybe not. I couldn't say 100% on Martial. I think he probably will, though. Play Antonio against Martinez or swap him for Holding. There's no way I would play Holding ahead of Antonio, even if I had to play Martinez. What I would say is I don't mind my attacker playing my goalkeeper. Like usually I just run with one goalkeeper and I just get over it or whatever. But in a week where I've got two goalkeepers, I'm just making a decision. That's all. If I had a cheap goalkeeper and Martinez, like a 4 million bench fodder and Martinez and Antonio, there's no way I would play Holding instead. No way. Who to start with? Son, Watkins, Bamford, Antonio. All of them. All of them, if not Son, Watkins. Headache, must bench one of Son, Bamford, Calvert-Lewin, and Gundogan. Yeah, again, Son or Calvert. I can only just repeat myself. There's no point in going into it anymore, honestly. Which try to wrap with Saka and Calvert-Lewin. Not Saka. Martinez or Johnston. I'd maybe risk one more chance with Johnson. I think both will concede, though. Selling one of my keepers, Martinez or Mendy. Probably longer term, Mendy. But Mendy does have the better fixtures over the next few. But longer term, you'll probably want Martinez. There's 23 minutes to the deadline, by the way. So get these benching headaches done. Kane and Basuma for Jesus and Eze Jesus and Eze are Antonio and Zaha by a mile, I think. Jesus might not even start every week, and Eze, I don't fancy him at all. Chilwell or Dallas, Son, Watkins, Antonio, Son or Watkins, bench Bamford or Wilson. What do you say to that? Wilson, I don't like it. Try and play him, I would. Wan-Bissaka, Justin or Chilwell this week. Probably Justin. It's close. I'd probably bench Chilwell out of those three as the top one. Bench Antonio Barnes or Watkins. Barnes probably. Button to Martinez or Areola. Areola blank game week 29 keeper. I mean, if that's your strategy, then go for it. But Martinez is definitely the better keeper outside of that. So one of my keep. Okay, I've answered that one. Dallas or Richarlison by a mile. Surely that's not a question. Dallas or Richarlison? It's got to be Richarlison, surely. Adrian, thank you very much for the sticker. Oh my God. Any of the January signings viable? And Pereira. I mean, Pereira's looked pretty good recently. Off the top of my head, without trying to remember all the January signings, not really. Like the Liverpool lads, maybe for cheapness into that Liverpool side, but who's going to be a regular start? We don't know yet. Maitland-Niles to West Brom, like no. I'm trying to think of who the other ones were. Like Josh King, Everton is even going to start. He's cheap though, so we'll have to wait and see, but probably not. Benching Souček. If Souček's part of the benching, he's always going to be the one for sure. Thoughts on the few new transfers like Liverpool centre backs, King, Minamino, etc. Kabak maybe good. Yeah, okay, so that's kind of similar question. Like Minamino maybe at Southampton, but when everyone's fit, is he going to play? I mean, Adams has not been great recently, so maybe he will. I mean, they haven't got him on loan for no reason, I guess. But you know, Josh King, is he going to get a start? I think the January transfer window from an FPL point of view is extremely boring. Maybe that'll change in the next few weeks when we see some of them play, but not really interested at all, to be honest. I would get rid of Bednarak before Alioski, I think. Calvert-Lewin, Bamford or Gundo? Again, probably Calvert-Lewin. Again, wouldn't like it at all. Salah in for Son, Gundogan, Barnes or Maddison. Mahrez for just because I think Son you'll want next week, basically. Mahrez for Gundogan or Martinez for McCarthy. I would do the goalkeeper change, I think. Mahrez isn't guaranteed to start every week. Barnes in for Foden. I don't know if Foden's going to play, but again, you might want to risk it. Barnes is almost certainly going to start, though. Gundogan captain this week. They beat Burnley 5-0. Yeah, I think he's a good option. I just think there's better options, that's all. What do you think about Stones as a risky captain? There's not enough upside. Unlike Cancelo, like Stones is pretty much clean sheet, that's it. Goal-wise, I know we got 2 in one game, but he doesn't usually score a huge amount of goals, to be honest. So, yeah, I'm not sure. Not sure I would necessarily go there if it was me. By the way, please do hit a like on the stream if you're enjoying it. There's over 7,000 people watching. It was absolutely mad. So please do hit the like button if you haven't already. We're on over 800 likes already, which is nice considering I haven't even mentioned it. And hit that subscribe button if you are new around here as well. We do this every single week. There's loads of content at the moment out, which will continue straight after this deadline, probably from tomorrow onwards or Thursday onwards. Why not start holding over Wan-Bissaka? I've already talked about that. Yeah, I kind of disagree. I don't disagree. Wolves are toothless in attack. I don't know if Danny Ings and co are underperforming. Like you look at the attacking numbers last 6, Wolves XG is slightly higher. So yeah, you could be right, but I don't think there's much in it, to be honest. I think both are looking pretty toothless in attack. I agree that Ings is better than what Wolves have got, so maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just going to go with it now. I'm not going to change my decisions at this point. I think it's quite close. I'll say that. Selling DCL Mads next week, bring Jack and Antonio in. I think that's possibly good moves, but Calvert-Lewin might get a double in 24. Let's wait and see next week. I'm not going to answer the Wan-Bissaka holding question anymore because again, it's like I've answered it loads. Best to start Chilwell and have Dallas first sub. If you think Chilwell's going to get more points, yeah. He could come on, of course. He doesn't necessarily just get benched and not play, but yeah, I see your point. Rudiger against Tottenham or Justin against Fulham. I'd probably play Justin. Rashford, Chilwell to Salah, Justin for a hit or wait for a week to see if Chilwell plays. If you've got bench players, I'd probably wait. I don't think Rashford's bad this week, unless you think that Salah is the outstanding captain, in which case go for it. Ionets, how's it going? Bench Souček and play Bamford. Absolutely, yeah. Definitely I would. Tempted to go for Gundogan for captain might be a nice differential opinion. Yeah, it's just like Burnley. They did concede 5 last time out. It's just one of those fixtures that you know could be tight on any given day. So that's the only thing I would think about. Martinez or Areola, I'd probably play Martinez. Salah or Bruno captain again. The answer's on screen. Salah, I'm already starting him. Could you elaborate on the consequences of not going Salah? I wouldn't think of it as like consequences. If you're thinking of going Bruno captain because of Southampton's high line, you think Man United will exploit that, and Fernandes will be a part of it, then go for it. You don't. The consequences of not going Salah are he might score more points. But if you don't think that's going to happen, then go with your instinct. If you think Bruno's the better captain, do it. I just think when it comes to scoring goals, when you take penalties out of the equation, Salah is just better, and that's where the points mostly come from. It's not often a player gets kind of 2 or 3 assists in one game, so it can happen, of course. So that's why I'm going Salah. But if you want to go Bruno, go for it. Like don't worry about consequences. The consequences is just less points. Same as every move you make. Worth selling Watkins and Saka for Antonio and Grealish, or just keep Watkins and no other Villa or West Ham players apart from Target and Cresswell. Can you not just do Saka to Grealish, or have you got to get rid of a Villa player? Have you? If you're being blocked, then maybe you could do it, but I don't like it if it's for a hit this week. Or maybe just wait. Justin James Cresswell. Well, James might not play, to be honest. I'll probably bench him. Fabianski or Martinez. I think they both concede. So, I mean, arguably, you could just go for the one at home in Martinez at that point. I don't think there's much in it. Holding Dallas or Thiago Silva transferring free. Thiago Silva doesn't really offer much. I'd rather just get Rudiger, to be honest. I think Rudiger is potentially the best, kind of 4.5. So maybe him, if not Dallas. Zaha or Grealish, and do I drop Son for either? I wouldn't. You'll want Son back next week. That's all I'll say. So probably not. Grealish otherwise. Plans with Liverpool and City assets before Sunday, just to play them all. Basically, I might bench one of my City defenders because I might be able to make a defender transfer next week. So I might bench Stones or Cancelo, probably Stones. But I'll definitely play the other one, and I'll definitely play Gundogan and Salah. Not getting rid because I want them longer term anyway. Bench Chilwell or Dean. Chilwell, I think. Justin or Dallas, Leicester have some good fixtures. Justin defence is probably slightly better. What should I do with Kane? Yeah, we're not going to get press conference news from Mourinho, so I'd probably sell him. It depends. If you've got a bench and you can get away with keeping him one more week, you could just do that and hope he plays in 23. But because it is West Brom, it depends how solid your bench is. If not, I would just look to sell him. Bench Bamford or Saka injury-wise, thanks a lot. I would bench Saka anyway, regardless of injury. Stones or Justin, I already have Cancelo. Stones, easy decision that, I think. I can only start 2 or 3 Watkins, Bamford or Antonio Watkins, but I wouldn't be happy about it. How long do I plan to hold on to double City defence? If they've got double game weeks up until game week 27, I'll hold them the whole way through. Stones, Diaz or Souček to Son. Son next week. I wouldn't do Stones to Diaz this week, let's just say that. Will Sterling and Saka play? Sterling will, Saka maybe. James or Sofao, who do I bench? I mean, James might not even play and he could come on, so I'd just bench him, I think. Start Saka or Lacazette? Probably Lacazette. I don't know. Let me see what the Fantasy Football Scout predicted lineup was, because they were basically Arsenal got quite a few doubts. Let me see who they put in. They put Lacazette in and Saka, to be honest. So they reckon Saka's going to play. In that case, I would start Saka if you think they both start. Chilwell or Antonio by a mile. Antonio for Watkins, Wan-Bissaka for so far. Grealish for Basuma. Have one transfer. Grealish for Basuma seems like the biggest upgrade by quite a distance. So yeah, I'll probably go for that. Make sure, please do hit that like button if you haven't already. Hit subscribe if you're new around here as well. And if you want to check out, follow me, then Twitter links, Instagram links in the description below. I'll be doing loads of Instagram content over the next few days, reacting to matches, hopefully reacting to some double Man United clean sheets and all that good stuff. And I'm past 10,000 followers now, I think. Well, actually, no, I say I think, I know I am. So thank you to everyone that's following me this week. I think we've gone up nearly 4,000 followers. We're nearly at 11k now. So yesterday I was trying to push for 10, and now we're nearly at 11. So thanks for that. And if you want to check out Patreon and stuff as well, there's a link in the description below. Like the team reveal and stuff throwing up earlier once I knew what I was doing. There's Slack access, there's WhatsApp. There is podcasts, there's videos as podcasts, extra Q&As, loads of stuff over there. Loads of stuff in that description below. It's like this magical place of goodness. So check that out after the stream. But yeah, hit like, hit subscribe, and let's get through the last few questions. Can you do an updated chip strategy? I will when I know what I'm doing. I think I really need to wait for Game Week 24 news, because if my team can get through 26, I'll just free hit in 29. If it can, and it looks good for 26, then I would just... it looks good for 29. I would just use the free hit in 26, probably. Why don't I change wood? Why do I need to change wood? I've got a decent side, you know? What to get for takeaway? Get Indian. Captain Cancelo. Yeah, I quite like the Cancelo captain option. I know he did really well recently. He's a good attacker. Almost guaranteed a clean sheet. It feels like he's starting at 6 points, whereas the rest have to start from kind of 2 or 3. So I don't mind it as something a bit different. Start Target, Dallas or Chilwell. Target or Dallas. Again, if I had attackers playing against Target, I'd probably just go for Chilwell. Do you think Reece James starts? Captain Wilson. I mean, Captain Wilson's very different. I know they did well last week. I wouldn't necessarily do it. I don't think Reece James will start. I think Hudson-Odoi's done so well. I think he's going to start again. I could be wrong, but we'll see. Leon King, thank you very much. Let me put this here. Bench Watkins or Son. Again, like that's oh sugar! I nearly clicked stop streaming. Bench Watkins or Son. I know if I had this decision for my own team, I would bench Watkins and I would probably just play Son because I'd be too scared. But I do think Watkins has got a bigger chance of points this week. After your poor form last year, smash it this year is Az hiding from you. So me and Az did a live stream on stereo last night. So Az is not hiding from me at all. Again, if you want to check out, if you want to hear some more news about that later on this week, make sure you're following me on Instagram for more info. Is it time to get rid of Reece James? I'd definitely be more worried about Reece James than Chilwell because I don't think Alonso is necessarily 100% nailed on. Whereas I can't say that for sure about Hudson-Odoi, but he's played really well. He's been a big part of that Chelsea setup since. I mean, it's only 2 games, of course, but yeah, I don't know. He's just looked decent. So I'd be worried about Reece James again. If you cannot have to sell them this week, i.e. you've got a good bench, then I'd maybe just wait. But I think Reece James is at more of a risk than Chilwell. Would you do a Champions League fantasy video? Maybe, but I'm not playing it this year, I don't think. I don't know if I'm going to start up now, so yeah, possibly not. Mark, how's it going? Gundogan in for Maddison for a free or roll. I mean, Maddison's got a pretty decent fixture. I do think Gundogan's better, by the way, but yeah, you could just roll. I think you could probably just roll in that situation. Only about 10-ish minutes till the deadline. Make sure you got your transfers and captaincy locked in. Get them locked in. Gundogan's going to get rested. Not necessarily. Possibly. Tuchel is like Guardiola. Even when he figures out a team, he switches lineups. Yeah, I've heard that a lot. Mikhail, how's it going? Dallas or Justin in? I mean, I don't really like Leicester's fixtures that much. I think Leeds are okay, but they never keep clean sheets. I'd maybe even look at Rudiger instead of both of them. If I had to pick one, I guess I'd go Justin. Gundogan or Bruno, vice captain. I've gone Bruno. Ishmael, thanks very much for becoming a member. Your top 4 predictions for this season. I think Man City, Man United, Liverpool, and Leicester have done so well. Oh, I think Chelsea, Mo. I think Chelsea. I'm going to go Chelsea for now. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't remember how many points they are behind, but I'm going to say Chelsea. Let's see how fit Jamie Vardy can stay. Ramazan, I transferred Bamford for Antonio last game. I also have Adams. I want to remove him. Should I bring back Bamford or bring Calvert-Lewin in? Yeah, that's a really good question. I think with a double game week, the thing is, Calvert-Lewin has Man United next week. It's not a great fixture. No matter what you think about Man United's defence, it's very unlikely he gets a couple of goals. So I think Bamford's the better option, but Calvert-Lewin might have a double game week in 24, and I do think that's quite interesting. But I think Bamford's the better long-term option. If you have another way to get Calvert-Lewin, if you really need him for 24, I would go Bamford. Upgrade Souček to Barnes or one of Chilwell so far. I'll probably just do Souček if you need to get another attacker in. Play Dallas or Luka Dean. I'd probably play Luka Dean. I think they might both. The thing is, Dallas' attacking threat is really good. So is Luka Dean's, but Dallas is coming from goal threat, and that's big points, right? I'd probably play Luka Dean if I had him, though. Souček, Bamford, Watkins, start 2. Not Souček. Easy decision. Rashford to Grealish. You could do it. I think rolling might be decent, though, especially if you don't have Spurs players. Leno or Martinez, Leno. Trent to replace Chilwell. I think Liverpool defenders being overlooked and look pretty good. If they fit in with your strategy, they don't take up too much cash for you or anything like that. I like it. Who would you bench, Rudiger or Cresswell? Cresswell's attacking threat is pretty good. Again, if I had Villa players, attackers like Grealish, Watkins, I'd probably just bench Cresswell. But if not, I'd probably play him. I do think there's a good chance of a Chelsea clean sheet, given the way Spurs played last time. Will you be making double game week content? Absolutely, but we need to wait until we know the double game weeks because for now we just don't. Review the overall top 10 teams. Yeah, maybe at some point. Okay, what else we got here? Corey, thoughts, De Gea, Diaz, Cancelo, Luka Dean, Trossard. Good one for you last week. I don't think Leeds will score. There you go. If you don't think Leeds will score, bench him. And personally, you know me, I would definitely play Bamford. But if you don't think they'll score, go for it. What's the lowest rank you can be now in FPL to win the whole thing? Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, even I, at 689 or whatever it is, 679 is it? Or is it? I think it's 689. I probably need to update that. No, it is 679. I think I'm like 145 points behind first place. It's absolutely mad. And they've been first place for like 12 weeks. They know what they're doing. So you'd probably want to be in and around the top 10k already, at least, I would say, to try and win it from here. It's obviously possible to be further down, but it's also much more difficult. You're just over 5 minutes to get your transfers locked in. I'm so glad the chat has been working tonight. It was a nightmare on Sunday. So thank you for all the questions so far. Keep them coming in. Rishi, thanks very much. I'm going to assume you meant to put a question. I will try and pick it out of this massive, crazy chat, but yeah, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, lots of questions over starting Wan-Bissaka over Holden. I've explained it quite a few times already. I don't want to keep going into huge detail. Basically, Man United, Arsenal, because it's so close, I've looked at the last 6 fixtures, and Man United defensive stats ever so slightly better. Wolves attacking stats ever so slightly better. I fully agree that Ings and Co is probably better than Wolves, and it is a good fixture for Arsenal, absolutely. I'm just going to go for the home double up, bit different. That's all. You forgot my SC Super Chat, bench Watkins or Gundogan. Did I? I don't know if I forgot it or it's just the same. Watkins, again, I don't like it. Thoughts on Zaha? Yeah, I think there's quite a few midfielders that are better long-term picks, but for the short-term fixtures, I think he's quite a good option. Probably still on penalties. Leeds, Newcastle, decent fixtures. Despite what Newcastle did against Everton recently. So yeah, I like him. Played Chilwell so far. Probably. Do you know what? I do think there's a good chance of Chelsea to get a clean sheet. So again, if you had like Villa attackers, I'd probably play Chilwell. Chilwell or Dallas to start. Chilwell, Zaha punt from Souček, worth it. Second time asking, I know it's been crazy. Sorry. Again, yeah, like. It depends. If Souček's on your bench and you're making a move to Zaha to bench someone else, I probably wouldn't do it. But if you're not, if you're having to play Souček, I think it's a nice punt. The thing, like Zaha's always one of those players that frustrates me, but I think I probably have to change my opinion on him because he is the 6th highest scoring midfielder this week, even ahead of Rashford, Sterling, etc. So he's had a good season. He's got good fixtures. It's probably not too much to dislike. Will Son take the penalty? Not guaranteed, but hopefully. Double Game Week 26 is not confirmed. It's also not for every team. We'll have to wait until Game Week 24. You'll regret me removing Martinez. Yeah, maybe. He's on the bench. Here's a great thing that people will love. I am probably not playing Martinez for the next 4 game weeks. There you go. I've said it now. So I'm playing De Gea ahead of Martinez this week. I've already explained the reasons a billion times. Next week, De Gea is playing Everton and Martinez is playing Arsenal. So you've all just told me how good Arsenal are. So I'm probably going to play De Gea next week. And then the 2 game weeks afterwards, it's West Brom away and Newcastle at home. So I'm probably playing De Gea 4 times in the next 4 game weeks and benching Martinez every time. And it could be absolute disaster. Could be absolute disaster. I've just seen someone say we should all bench boost for Game Week 22 on Twitter. It was Capkin Gaming. A lot of people have got good bench boost sides this week. So maybe for some of you, if you've got a good goalkeeper and stuff, you want to... you might want to consider doing that. I don't think it's about... If you've got bench boost and you haven't got wildcard and free here, I don't think it's the worst week to do it, to be completely honest. Worth to sell Bruno, not for me. Not for me. Bench one from Dallas, so foul. Probably so foul. Watkins, Antonio, Bamford. Again, Watkins, don't like it. You're looking forward to this game week mistake. It feels like that sometimes. Fabianski or McCarthy in nets. Probably Fabianski. How often do mid-season top 100 players finish in the top 100? I've got to be honest, no idea. I guess it's obviously once you're there, it's probably a bit easier to stay there, but it's not guaranteed by any stretch. Even if Spurs are bad, is Son your captain game week 22? I guess you mean game week 23, and yeah, definitely, yeah. I probably wouldn't go Antonio. He's my other option. I'll probably just stick with Son. Bench one of Justin, Son, Calvert-Lewin, Foden, Stones. One of the defenders, I guess, so probably Justin. Salah or Sterling captain. Again, I think Sterling's good. I would go Salah. That's just me. Who to bench, Son or Maddison? To be honest, if I had Sterling, I probably would side with him because he is a big differential. He's got a good fixture. Bench Son or Maddison? Probably Maddison, although arguably he has got the better fixture. Rishab, thank you. Socek or Watkins? Who starts? Watkins, definitely. RBB Music, is it worth it to sell Calvert-Lewin? He's got leads. I guess what if you're selling him, who are you getting? Not for me. People are very worried about Wood first sub. Even if Wood was fit, I would still have him first sub. He's the attacker. I mean, Holding could be better, but yeah, I'm that's the least of my worries. Wood first sub, I think. Okay, what else we got here? You did chill out for Trent. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad move at all. I think Liverpool defenders probably look quite good for the next few fixtures. It'd be interesting to see what people do for the double game week because a lot of the big teams like Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, they might not have the best double game week fixtures. So that will be interesting. We are very close to being locked in. We might already be locked in. Let me see. No, we're not quite locked in yet. We've got a minute to go. So get your transfers, get your benching headaches completed soon. Yeah, and again, I'll just say for the final time, I think Son, for a lot of people, has the weakest fixture, but he is also arguably one of the best players in people's teams. So if you are thinking of benching him, I will just say it could absolutely hurt this week. But these are the kind of decisions you get when you've got tough decisions to make, tough benching headaches, you know. So yeah, good luck if you bench Son. I wish you the best. I'm glad that I don't have to make those decisions. There you go. We are locked in. I am 100% locked in on this team. Wan-Bissaka and De Gea are playing ahead of Holding and Martinez. Maybe that'll be a mistake. Maybe it will be. But I think my decisions are pretty sound. Who to bench? Son or Maddison? It's too late now. It's too late. It's locked in. So yeah, good luck. Good luck this week. There's another deadline. There's another deadline in a few days. The Game Week 23 deadline is on Saturday at 11 o'clock. So we'll be doing another deadline stream around 10:15 on Saturday. I will have team selection on Friday, Game Week preview on Thursday. I don't know if I'm going to do anything tomorrow. Probably won't, to be honest. I'll probably just take the day off. Just because there's so many matches still to play and so many big matches as well, by the way. Like tonight, I've got no one in Sheffield United West Brom. I've potentially got Rob Holding getting a 12-pointer or whatever on the bench, or a 15-pointer from a header and 3 bonus points. So that will hurt. And then I'll be hoping for Cancelo or Stones to miss out again, even though they won't. And then Bruno, I guess I got triple Man United. So I will know the pain before I go into the Man United match about how many points Rob Holding's got. And then the next day I got loads of players. So triple Man City, Bamford for Leeds, of course, Martinez and Grealish and Antonio. Sorry, not Martinez, Grealish and Antonio. Salah captain, not until 8:15 tomorrow. And then Son hopefully doing something against Chelsea. So it's going to be a good day. Thank you very much for tuning in. Like I said, there's loads of links in the description below. So you want to follow me on Twitter, you want to follow me on Instagram, where you'll see loads of live reactions starting tonight, by the way, when Man United have played. There's Patreon links if you want to sign up and support the channel over there as well. Yeah, loads of stuff in there. Yeah, hit the like button on the stream. We're already over 1,000 likes. Absolutely incredible. Thank you for all the questions. It was absolutely manic again. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. I will be back on Thursday for some more content. And yeah, so Thursday it'll probably be preview stream, Friday team selection, captaincy, and Saturday deadline. And then finally after that, we are back to week deadlines, although there will probably be some double game week midweek games to chat about as well. So yeah, lots of stuff to chat about. Thank you very much for all the questions today. Absolutely mad as always. I'm going to shoot off. I'm going to go and enjoy the next few hours before we see some more football. Football. So yeah, I'll leave it there. Thanks very much for tuning in. See you later. I've broken my mic stand. No, I haven't. Yeah, hit like, hit subscribe. Go and check out all those links. I'll see you on Instagram later on. Yeah, see you later.